Alrighty, welcome to the Achievement College Podcast, Episode 3. I'm your host, Aussie Gamer 17. You can call me Aussie, and joining me today, as always, is my co-host, Fox Plays Official. How you
Thanks
going,
for having me on the show again, Aussie Gamer. Fox Plays right here. Let's go.
No worries, mate. Thank you for coming on the show as usual. Okay, guys, if you don't already know, here on the Achievement College Podcast, we cover all of the latest in the world of achievement and trophy hunting. Yes, that's right, guys. Achievements and trophies. We don't discriminate here. They both give us that amazing feeling when we hear that sweet sound.
Ping!
You know the one I'm talking about, guys. All right, and we also talk about some of the biggest video game news from around the world and cover the latest releases and games coming to Xbox Game Pass, Games with Gold, and PS Plus. I just want to remind everybody that this show is produced and brought to you because of the generosity of my patrons over at Patreon. So please click the link in the description if you want to come and support the show there. Now, also, I want to add a segment here at the start of the show. I want to do corrections. So if we get anything wrong in the podcast, please comment down below. Let us know, and we'll read those out on the next episode. Currently, no one's written any corrections on any episode. So we must be getting everything right, Fox.
I don't know. I think I made a mistake the other episode, but let's not get into that. Anyway.
No, we didn't. We got everything right.
Everything was right. You're right. Everything was perfect.
All right. Now, before we move on to the news and all that stuff, what we love to talk about, what I like to talk about a lot, is what we've been playing. Let's start with you, Fox. What have you been playing lately? Give us a game.
No worries. So I've been doing 4 games, but I'll just go through them really quickly. We'll take turns as usual. First game was still been doing Hollow Knight. I'm almost ready for the Pantheon 5. It's been a long grind to get good at it. Hopefully tonight is my last day of practice, and hopefully we're done. I've clocked probably like 30 hours of just practice alone on that.
Okay, so
it's tough.
By the time
I don't want to talk about any further.
Episode, or watch this episode, you may have already done it.
I hope so. I really do. I don't want to talk about this game ever again.
No. What do you think of the game overall, though? Like, is it?
Yeah. Look, it's still honestly one of the best indie games ever made. There is some bias because the game is made in Adelaide, which is where I'm from, and I might have some connections to developers, but I won't bring that up. It's very well made game. It's one of the best Metroidvanias out there by far. Mm-hmm. Is it my favorite indie game? Nah. There's a lot of other games I prefer to play, but would I recommend to everyone? Absolutely, yeah. It's definitely one of the best Metroidvanias out there, and it's a marvel that this game is, I guess,
it's such a
came out,
game.
2017, and it's just sold so many copies and still huge following on Twitch. It's really impressive, and I'm actually really proud of that. This game's made in Australia, and it's done so well.
Me too. Like, I played it. I didn't get anywhere near as far. I didn't try and 100% it or 112% it, I think it's called. I just played it, got one ending, and really enjoyed my time with it. It's not my sort of normal game that
fair enough.
I'm going to get good at, but I can definitely appreciate the game and the quality of it and stuff like that.
The quality is insane.
Game. Yeah. Like, I don't remember having any bugs or anything actually wrong with it. Just
I'll never forget when the game was still in development. I went to a convention, the local Adelaide anime video game convention that's in Adelaide, and the Team Cherry were there, and I talked to them and whatnot, and just seeing their game compared to all the other developers from Adelaide's games there, their game was just that much high. It's just
miles.
It was almost like we're competing with a AAA indie developer, even though they're not. But it's insane.
Yep. Okay. Much else to say on that one?
No. I'm done talking about it. It's just I'm exhausted. I'm really exhausted from the game. But anyway.
Yeah, I get you. Oh, that Pantheon 5, I've seen a couple of people trying it, succeeding at it, and it looks tough. It looks tough.
It's insane.
And for those that don't know, that means you have to beat all 42 bosses in the game without dying, all one after the other. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, the first game I want to talk about that I've been playing recently is Maneater, the Shark PG. For those that don't know, it's an RPG open world game where you are a shark and you go around being a shark, eating humans and eating other sea life, actually. Crazy game. I've really, really enjoyed my time with it so far. I'm about, I want to say 10 or so hours in, and I'm getting close to completing it. I haven't quite finished it just yet because I've been streaming that, and recently I've had some voice issues, so I had to stop, and I haven't played it off stream yet. For those that don't know, it has a bit of a TV show premise, like they're filming a reality show based on this shark hunter. That's the story is they're filming. It's like, it reminds me of Deadliest Catch, if you ever watched any of that. And it's just sort of like this camera crew following around this shark hunter. And at the start, this isn't a spoiler, this is the first 5 minutes of the game. And this is how the game starts, is the shark hunter catches a big mum shark. And he's quite a cruel dude, the shark hunter. And he, like, while the shark's still alive, he cuts it open and finds inside a baby shark. And he pulls the baby shark out with one hand. And then the baby shark grabs onto his other hand and bites his hand off. And then he drops the baby shark and it gets away. And you are the baby shark.
Wow.
So you start the game in your mum's tummy, basically. And then he cuts you out and you bite off his hand and swim away. And that's how the game starts. So you're the baby shark. And he, I forgot to mention, he like scars you when he cuts you out. And he's like, oh, now I'm going to be able to recognize you when I catch you later. So that's the whole premise. Is you're the baby shark. He's going to try and hunt you down, or you're going to hunt him down. And someone's going to win in the end. In terms of achievements, it's like I said, I'm about 10 hours in, but maybe even a little bit longer. But because I stream it, it takes a lot longer probably because I'm always pausing, talking to chat, and not doing things the most efficient way. But I have heard it's probably a 10 to 15 hour completion either way. So, and you don't need a guide. There are lots of collectibles and things like that, but they all get marked on the map. It's pretty simple to get all the achievements or the platinum. So yeah, definitely worth a try. It's not a full price game either. I believe it's $40 US. I think it was $60 Australian.
Yeah, I think it sounds about right.
Yeah, I mean, it probably could have been a tad cheaper because of how short it is. And the only thing I would say that is a real knock on the game is it gets super, super repetitive. Every single mission just about is go eat 10 fish, go eat 10 humans, go eat 10 of this other type of fish, go eat 10 humans, go eat 10 of this other type of fish. And then occasionally you have like an apex predator that you've got to hunt down, or one of the shark hunters that you've got to hunt down. That's the other thing. It has like a GTA style wanted system. The more humans you eat, your wanted level goes up. And when it reaches a certain threshold, one of the shark hunters will come after you. And there are 10 different levels of shark hunters until you get, I think it's leading towards the final shark hunter.
The conclusion, yeah,
that I mentioned earlier. Yeah, but that's about it. Cool game. Definitely a lot of silly fun. I'd still recommend it even with that repetitiveness because, I mean, you're a shark. What else kind of missions are they going to give you? You're going to eat shit, basically.
I know. Did you ever play Echo the Dolphin on PS2 and Dreamcast?
I didn't. I never played it. I've heard a lot about it. I've seen it. Never did play it, though, no.
Yeah, it was an interesting game. Let's just say that, because I'll keep it brief. But basically, he plays like it's a sequel to the Sega Mega Drive game, which wasn't that good. It's one of those games that kids think are good, but if you go back and play, it's really not that good of a game. But the PS2 and Dreamcast game was it was a level structure, and you had to like explore these huge maps, and like you end up finding aliens and time traveling. It gets very weird, but it was an interesting game nonetheless.
Fair enough.
Okay, definitely not a game if you're scared of the ocean because you're a mammal, you need air, and some of the later levels you're in like hard, deep caverns and stuff. You got to try and find pockets of air, and it gets very intense. The game.
Yep. Okay, so what's the next game that you've been playing?
Yeah, so next game I've been playing is Catherine, and I've been meaning to play this game back on PS3 back in the day. I got scared by it because the trophy on the PS3 version, I believe, is like an 8 or a 9 out of 10. It's super hard. The good news is the PS4
platinum
version.
Difficulty you're talking about? Sorry.
Yeah, the difficulty itself. Yep. The good news is the actual PS4 version, they actually made the trophy a bit easier. It's still hard though. It's about a 7 out of 10. You start to do like these super hard puzzles, but they give you like a retry, which the original version, I believe it didn't have it.
Is that what makes the platinum easier?
Does make the platinum a lot more easier.
Yep.
Now with the game itself, I absolutely loved it. I didn't expect to love this game that much. It's jumped in my top 300 games of all time. It's just so
top 300.
Yeah, I've played too many games. 100 doesn't cut it.
300.
100 doesn't cut it. I've played too many games.
I basically have like a top 3, top 5 in my head, and then everything else is a blur. I can't
Oh
keep
no,
track of
I know like
300.
a good chunk of the games I love.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyway, yeah. So this PS4, I guess, remake, because technically in the original game you play as a guy who cheats on his girlfriend Catherine with another girl named Catherine, and in this new version they added another Catherine, but they shortened her name down to Rin just to not confuse people. So
They
there's actually 3
literally
love
shortened her name to Rin.
just to Rin, yeah, short for Catherine.
No, it's not. Kathy or Kath. That's short for Catherine.
That's Australian. That's Australian shorting down. Remember, it's a Japanese game.
Fair enough. And what
Yeah.
else do you like about it?
Oh, dude, the storyline is just it's absolutely awesome. Like the way it's told, the cinematics and stuff, and it's just the kind of game that you just want to know what's gonna happen. Like, and the game's got multiple branching pathways depending on your choices you make. So basically, the level structure works is that you start the game in a nightmare. So the nightmares is the gameplay, dare I say, where you do the puzzles, and the puzzles are basically you pull out cubes.
It's basically the only part of the game I've seen is you pulling out cubes and pushing cubes and climbing on top of them, and
correct.
It's really puzzly, strange, but
yeah. So basically, you got to climb up. You got to pull the cubes out and climb up, and you basically your character can go up a step. You can't jump, and it's just basically trying to pull the cubes in a certain way so you can create like a step way to get to the top and finish the level. So and these nightmare levels, you just keep doing them, and then there's usually like 2 or 3 or 4 nightmare levels. And after the nightmare's done, then you go into a cutscene of the storyline. Oh, also, by the way, between the nightmare scenes, you have questions you got to answer, and those questions is what kind of determines, I guess, the final conclusion of the game anyway. Okay. Which girl you end up with or don't end up with.
What genre is the game?
Sorry?
What genre is the game?
A puzzle game.
Okay, absolutely. So it's not a JRPG. It looks like a JRPG.
No, it doesn't.
Well, it looks... Okay, yeah, no, yeah, I don't know where I got that from, but... I just thought...
So, puzzle game / dating sim.
Okay.
So, strange. So you climb it up, and then you answer the questions and that. And then once the nightmare goes over, have a good cutscene. And the anime cutscenes are excellently animated. That team just did such a good job. And then you go to a cafe, and then I guess you talk to your friends, and then you like answer your phone and that. And then it goes into like more of a... Yeah, that's where you go to the dating sim part of the game. We just talk to people. There's mini games as well you can do. But yeah, I absolutely love the way the story's told. All the characters are just larger than life. The crazy thing is that I had a few people that played the original game and haven't seen the new game. And the storyline's slightly different because they added a new girl. Some of the cutscenes are extra different. I also want to know, the game is MA. It is actually it does get quite violent in the end, and does have some very mature themes at the end. So it's a very dark game, but I absolutely loved it. The storyline, like, perfect. Muy caliente.
Very nice. Okay, and sorry if you already said this, but how long are we looking at for the platform?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mention it. It's about 70 hours. So it's easier than the PS3 game, but longer because they added another girl. So there's 3 extra endings, and I think... and you have to... this is the worst thing about the game. So the puzzles are, you've got easy, normal, and hard, and you have to get gold on everything. So you have to get gold on easy, normal, and hard. And because they added a brand new remix mode for the people who already mastered the original game, you have to get the remix puzzles, so all the same puzzles again, but they changed all the blocks around. Easy, normal, and hard again. So yeah, it's a bit of a lot of puzzles to solve perfectly as well.
Okay. All right. Now, the next game that I've been playing, and I'm very, very late to the party on this game, but I'm glad that I played it either way, and that is Far Cry 5. Oh, boy. This is the most fun I've had in a game, well, this year. It's definitely the favorite game or the best game or the most fun I've had in a game this year. And I can't even think of what would be second, actually. But I actually pre-ordered Far Cry 5. When did it come out? Back in, like, 2017
2 years ago or 3 years
or 18 something. Yeah, 2 or 3 years ago. I pre-ordered it. I
played it day one.
I have loved every game in the Far Cry series. I can't remember what happened when this came out, but I pre-ordered it, was going to play it. Either a new release came up, or back then in my life I wasn't playing a lot of games, so maybe I had something else going on in my life that stopped me from playing it when it came out. And then it just got like it's always been near the top of my backlog the entire time, and I just never played it. And one, I regret not playing it straight away, but two, it doesn't really matter because I enjoyed it just as much playing it recently.
Yeah, you can always enjoy a game much later. You don't have to play it day one.
Yeah. It was so much fun. It is definitely an Aussie type of game. I hate using the Ubisoft word around you, but it's an Ubisoft type of game, and it's why I like it so much. It just has like this. It's got very repetitive. Like I've heard people criticize it for being repetitive, but it's the stuff that I'm repeating in that game is the stuff I enjoy. I love taking down outposts, being as sneaky as I can, getting my stealth mode on, and just trying to take out each outpost one at a time. Absolutely love it. There's always just more and more to do in it as well. The story. I know you've played it, Fox. What did you think of the story?
Like for a Far Cry game, it's, I guess, sufficient. I actually enjoyed because I remember when the game first got announced, because I never played 3 and 4. I know people love 3 and 4. I was like 2, because I think 2 is very unique, which is kind of why I like it. Whereas 3 and 4 is that's when Ubisoft started becoming Ubisoft.
2 was the first game that got me into achievement hunting, actually.
Number 2, really?
Yep. Far Cry 2.
That's an insanely hard game as well.
I spent hundreds of hours on Far Cry 2 getting the completion. It was the very first game that got me thinking, I want to do this to another game. And then that's what got me started achievement hunting.
Yeah.
What was it? The launch of the 360 almost, I think.
Yeah, it's a pretty old title. I think it's like 2009, I reckon.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, when I played Far Cry 5, I liked it. It was fine. I like the bad guys. I thought it was kind of cool because like every single Far Cry has always been, I guess, in an area where it's plausible to have a civil war or in a violent situation happen. Whereas this game's just in America, just in the country. I'm like, I think that's kind of cool. I like that, and I kind of like the bad guys as well. And I feel like their storylines kind of plausible that I can imagine a cult taking over, and plus using the hallucinogenics as well. And then just, I guess, convincing people that they're the right way to go in life. And
it's not too far away from actual real stories that you've heard of cults.
Because there's been cult situations in America,
radicalized in these religious cults and things like that.
Yeah.
But I liked all the character development, all the side characters, the guys that you can get on your team as followers that come along with you. Some of them are so hilarious. I'm not going to go into any spoilers with them now, because if you haven't played it, guys, go and pick up Far Cry 5. I believe you can get it on some good sales lately and stuff like that. Go and check it out. Some of the, you get, I don't know what I should say and what I shouldn't say, but you get like different animals as your followers and different people as your followers. And some of them are hilarious, both animal or, and obviously this one most people already know about. You get Boomer, your dog, as your follower. And God, if anything had happened to him, I would have cracked it. But we'll see without saying too much, even though I already did. I'm so good at spoilers. Not.
I do like the game that you can play stealth and non-stealth, and it's just as I guess easy and hard both ways. I remember one outpost, I literally just stood in a helicopter. I didn't even get out the helicopter. I just shot everybody, and
it's so cool. It is so cool. And like I always go in with the stealth in mind, and then shit hits the fan and you end up going loud, and that's just as fun. Or on the way to an outpost, something can happen on the road, and next thing, 20 minutes has gone by where I'm just blowing stuff up left, right, and center, and forgot completely about the mission that I was on, and stuff just keeps on happening. I call it a very, very busy game, but it's busy fun. It's so much fun. I loved it. Talking about the completion, I did it in about 35 to 40 hours. You probably could do it a lot quicker than that, but that does, for me, for those that don't know, I don't do multiplayer. I don't do any multiplayer grinds or stuff like that. If they have achievements where you have to do multiplayer grinding, I just don't do them. I did do the co-op parts of the game. I had a good buddy from my Twitch stream come on and do those with me. That was a lot of fun, but I don't do any of the multiplayer grind, but it is a 35 to 40 hour completion for completionists or platinum trophies and stuff like that.
I'll quickly butt in with the multiplayer. I've actually done the multiplayer myself.
Oh, you did it recently, didn't you?
Yeah, I actually got the platinum. So get this right. I played the game day one it came out. I finished most of the game. I finished the game, but But yeah, I couldn't get the multiplayer trophies that annoyed me. But luckily, the actual description's kind of incorrect. All you need is just one friend just to boost the game.
Yeah,
with
you
you.
can do
Just
it
gotta
one-on-one. Yeah.
Yeah, just do like the featured maps and then get to level 20 of the multiplayer points, or 20, I think. It doesn't take that long. And then play a few arcade maps, and then you're done. It's pretty easy. So
yeah, the only bit that I haven't done, which I could do, is get one buddy online with me, and we could just kill each other over and over and over. And to me, I was just like, I could do that. It might take me half an hour. And I'm like, I'm not doing it though, because I have this thing in me where I'm just like, I'm not doing it for the sake of that. Like,
yeah,
I won't
fair
do
enough.
multiplayer. If I was a platinum hunter, I would have to do it to get the platinum. But
Yeah,
being an achievement hunter, it's a bit different for me. Plus,
let's just say multiplayer stopped me from a few games in the PS3 era when they used to tack on multiplayer and everything. So
yeah. And I'm not one that looks at how many 100% I've got. I just try and get as much gamer score out of a game that I can get as long as I'm having fun. That is rule number one for me. If it's not fun, we'll move on to the next game. Speaking of moving on to the next game, Fox, what is your next game?
Yeah, next game I've been playing was Huntdown. Is this an indie game that came out?
Yeah,
I believe,
I like this one. Yep.
About a week or 2 weeks ago. I honestly think it's like top 10 game of this year. It's just so well made. I remember I saw I just got on this website called Get Indie Gaming, YouTube channel, and I just had a quick look at the 10 games coming out this week. I saw them like, yeah, that's my game. I downloaded it and I fell in love with it straight away. It's just, it's basically a run and gun game, but it's not like Contra, so you can't shoot all, 8 directions. So it's more, I guess, not platforming.
You just shoot left and right?
You can shoot left and right, but you can't shoot up or down or diagonally.
Yeah.
It's very, I guess, a bit of precision in there, so you can't just run and gun unless if you knew the levels off by heart. You got to take your time, kill the enemies. Now, what I love about the game, besides the graphics, the pixel art is just like excellent. There's just so much detail in the background and all the characters have so much personality. But you got to fight these 20 levels, and each level ends with a boss guy. And each of the bosses, they're just, like a generic, gang member archetype, but they just have so much personality. And like it's just the kind of game where they could have just made 20 levels done, but they just put so much care into each of these characters and bosses that you just kind of like go, wow, this, like, you kind of remember all the levels. It's kind of like the kind of game that after you finish, you go, oh, I remember that boss guy and that level and that boss. And the levels aren't repetitive at all. Like, it was the right amount of length. All the guns are awesome. I just honestly had so much fun. And it was the kind of game that when I was playing Hollow Knight, in the back of my head, I was like, can I just stop playing Hollow Knight and just go back to this, please?
I think I saw you do that a couple of times.
Yeah, I did do it a couple of times because I was getting sick of the Hollow Knight community talking about it. I was like, I'm going to show you another game that there's other great indies out there.
Yeah.
But anyway, excellent game. However, trophies wise, it's very, very hard. Let's just say,
talk to me about the plat.
So basically, it's got some miscellaneous trophies, which are, whatever, they're pretty easy. What is the actual kicker is you have to get 100% on normal, hard, and badass. They don't stack. I did check with the developer. They don't stack, unfortunately. Now, to get 100% on a level, you have to finish the level without dying, get all the collectibles, and kill enough enemies. The collectibles and the enemies is easy. The not dying, on normal, it's not bad. You've got 5 hits. You get health items, no problem. Hard, you've got 3 health. Still pretty tough, but doable. On badass mode, you die in 1 hit. So you have to do a perfect level and get to the boss and kill him perfectly. No dying at all.
No getting hit at all.
Yeah, no getting hit.
1 hit is dead. Okay.
Hit is dead.
So basically you have to beat the game without getting hit.
You have to beat the whole game without getting hit.
Whew. Do you have to do... So you said there's basically 3 criteria. What was it? Don't die.
Yeah, don't die, get the collectibles, and get enough kills on every level. So
and do you have to do all 3 in one go?
No, you don't have to do them all in one run, because the annoying thing is there's an enemy that has a collectible, and he runs away and starts shooting his gun everywhere, and obviously if you get hit, you die.
Yeah.
So you can do the level, get the collectible, get the deaths, and then redo the level again and do the perfect run.
Okay.
I've gotten a pretty decent game.
Having that option, does that help?
Sorry, say that again.
Having that option, does that help?
It does make it a bit fairer in a way, but it's still, like, at the end of the day, you still got to get good. Yeah, I was watching the trophies on PlayStation, and it took about The developer came on. I was like, look, I think you might need to make Badass a bit easier, or like give you an extra hit point or something like that. I don't know. I was going to go, oh, okay, because they weren't quite sure what to do with the achievements in that game. But yeah, I guess 2 weeks later, someone did get the platinum, and then
I was going to ask, how many people have the platinum? Do you know
right now, as of this review, there's been 3.
3.
And I know
okay.
one
So
guy on
last
my
I checked, it
channel
was
got
only
it on
1.
Steam.
Okay.
Yeah, so I know a couple of people got it on Steam, a couple of people got it on PS4. I guess with Steam, you can hack it, so you don't know who's lying or who's not. But on PS4, you can't hack it. So yeah, only 3 or 4 people have got the platinum at the moment.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's tough.
Even watching you play, though, it does look like a cool game. I'm even thinking of checking it out, but
It's so much fun.
I
And
won't
it's
be
like,
going for the 100%. Not.
oh yeah, like 100% normal. Anyone can, like, if you're okay games, you'll be fine. But yeah, hard and badass, yeah, that's when separates the weak from the strong, I guess. But yeah, just the sounds and I love it.
Yeah.
Next game, Aussie.
Yeah, speaking of games that we love, I actually, having this time off where I had to rest my voice, I decided to just play a game just for fun, not for my stream, not for my YouTube guides. I played Jurassic World Evolution. Now, for those that don't know, this was a game that it was actually free back in December for Games with Gold, and that's when I picked it up. It's not on Game Pass or anything like that. Recently, one of our friends, Crazy Hazy, had been playing it on stream, and I saw it was in my list of games, so I thought, I'm going to just check it out. And I got addicted to this game from the first couple of minutes I started playing it. So the first night I picked it up and started playing it, I only had a couple of hours, and I was like, I need to go to bed in a couple of hours. And we've all had nights like this. Next thing I know, 8 hours have gone by, nearly 10 hours have gone by, and I'm still playing the game. I should have been in bed hours before, and I just did not want to put this game down.
Aussie, come on, you go to sleep.
Hey, we've all done this. We've all done
gamers.
We've done this. We've all got a game that's happened to. We've all got numerous games where that's happened to us. And I was trying to think of why. Like, this is not my favorite game of the year or anything like that, but it is. There is always something to do in this game, and every time you think you've got your little Jurassic, because the game is, for those that don't know, you basically it's basically a park building game, like a sim game, where you might start with an empty island, and you've got to start like building the structures, the buildings, and things like that, and then the enclosures.
So it's kind of like theme park and Sim City, like one of those types of games. Yeah,
correct. Yep. A lot like those games.
Did you ever play the Operation Genesis on Xbox, that Jurassic Park game that's worth a lot of money now?
Never played it.
I wonder if it's like kind of like a sequel to that.
Yeah, not sure. But it's just basically you're building your own park, and you design where all the footpaths go, where all the people are going to walk. You have to build viewing platforms for your enclosures. You have to build the fences. You have to even send expeditions out to research fossils. You get those fossils back. You research the fossils. That allows you enough genomes to then create all the different dinosaurs. And every time you think you've got your park under control, all of a sudden a storm might come through and wreck half your buildings. You've got to send all the rescue teams out to sort of fix everything. Or one of your dinosaurs might get out and start attacking people, and you have to sort that situation out. Just one thing after another, things just keep happening, and you're like so many times I said, okay, I'm just going to get this under control, then I'll go to bed. But you're halfway through getting that under control, something else will go off, and you've got to go over there and fix that, and it just never ends. And I could not put it down, because I was like, I need it under control before I can put it down. And it would never be under control.
I guess you're a manager in this circumstance. It's like I can't go to sleep until everyone's okay.
Exactly. If your brain is like that, you will find it hard to put down.
For workaholics, absolutely. It's a trap.
But in saying that, I actually enjoyed that about it.
Do you normally play, I guess, like simulation games like that? Where
I haven't played many simulation games at all.
Yeah.
But it also like reminds me of something like, I don't know if this is a really, really bad comparison, but something like Stardew Valley, or for me, Graveyard Keeper.
Relatively similar, yeah.
Where you're just sort of managing things. You're not, it's not really gameplay. You're just sort of managing how everything's going. You're like overseeing this world where you're just sort of in charge. But yeah, I've had a great time with it, so I definitely recommend people pick it up. I'm about 35 hours into it at the moment, and I've only played it for a couple of days. So I've played about 35, and I've only got a few hours to go to get the 100%.
Oh, cool. Because usually simulation games take forever, so that's actually pretty cool. So if you're time poor, but you want to get a completion for that.
Yeah, exactly. It's I reckon I'll have the completion in around 40 hours, maybe a bit under, maybe a bit more. We'll see. Yeah, I can't speak highly enough of it though. I had a great time with it. So
yeah, I watched Crazy play for a bit of it. It actually does look pretty cool. I do like simulation. Not that I play him, but I do like the idea of him, and hopefully one day I'll get to play some more. But yeah.
Now I think I did say to stick to 3 games, but I heard you mention you might have 4 games. Did you want to talk about
this one's quickly? A quick one.
Yeah.
So I played this very short indie game called The Liar Princess and the Blind Prince. Basically, it's like a indie game made by I forgot the developer. It's that Japanese developer. I forgot who it was. A publisher. Yep. Anyway, basically, very cool short game. Like, so guys, if you want easy platinum, very easy. It takes about 5 hours or less. I was playing it and I didn't expect this to happen. I was like, the storyline is just basically about a girl that's a wolf and tricks the prince and then gets him blind by accident, and then she feels bad and then she has to go into the woods. Kind of like a fairy tale type of storyline.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to go too much into it because it's such a short game. Like, I'll rule the storyline.
Yep.
But let's just say at the end, I was in tears. I was actually crying on stream. I was like, geez, I was so moved and emotional by the storyline.
Fox, you got emotional.
Oh yeah, I was full into it. I was just like far out. And even everyone on the stream was like upset as well.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. I loved it. It was like as for a game itself, it's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's like the best indie game ever made, but I would definitely say it's worth your time. I got on the Made in Japan sale on the PS store sale that happened about last month of that, and I was like, all right, I needed a short game because I played too many long games. I just needed something I could just do in one stream and just. Yeah. And I was really surprised. Good puzzles, fun, very short, easy.
Okay, what's it called again?
The Liar Princess and the Blind Prince.
Okay. All right, no worries. Now let's move on to the news segment. I will admit, I feel like it's a bit of a slow news period at the moment, which is actually normal for this time of year because a lot of people are holding all their news in for E3 normally. We do know, of course, E3 has been cancelled. My first news story for today is that Sony have finally announced that they're doing a PS5 conference. It's going to be broadcast on Thursday, June 4th, 1 p.m. Pacific, which is 6 a.m. for us over here in Australian Eastern Standard Time. I believe that is 5:30 a.m. for you. I know you don't
obviously
watch these types of things.
No, not really.
You're probably not even going to watch it later.
I just read the summary.
You read the summary. Okay, no worries.
Yeah.
I'm going to be doing a live reactions show for this at 6 a.m. for me on Friday morning, my time. I'm going to have a special guest on for that. All I really want to cover here is what do we expect from the show? Will we see, what I'm wondering is, will we see the form factor, the actual console, the PS5, what it looks like?
Yeah, because we've seen the controller. I want to know what the console looks like because there's that prototype model, which looks... PlayStation's always been a very aesthetically good-looking console.
Yeah. I think what you're talking about is the dev build, aren't you? The only thing that we've seen. They're always very, very different to what the actual console.
Yeah, so as long as it looks good, and it's a good console, whatever.
Yeah. Do you honestly care what it looks like? It's not going to change whether you buy it or not, is it?
Look, at the end of the day, I'll buy it. I don't really care. But like, I remember back in the day when the PS2, GameCube, and Xbox came out, like the PS2 looked pretty sexy. The GameCube was just gorgeous, and the Xbox was an ugly monster.
Yeah.
But luckily the 360 was a much better looking unit.
Yeah.
I still bought the Xbox though.
We've known what the next Xbox looks like for I think it's 6 months now.
Yeah.
And I like the look of the Xbox Series X.
It looks cool.
I'm looking forward to getting that. But and I'm interested to see if they show off what the PS5 looks like. But it doesn't change my buying decision one little bit.
I know.
Yeah.
I'll still buy it, but I know Sony do care about making it because even their TVs and all their electronic devices always look really nice.
It's definitely important. It just I was just wondering if and let me know in the comments below if it would actually, if you think the Xbox looks better versus what the PS5 looks like or vice versa, is it going to change your mind on which one you buy? Because I don't think there'd be many people who would say yes to that.
I think as long as it looks good, because
Mhm.
I genuinely believe back in the day when Xbox came out, I actually did think the design of it did hurt the console, and they did change the controller design as well. Remember, it used to be that big fat
Oh, the big
controller.
Duke. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
which I had no problem with the Duke. I didn't care, but
Yeah.
and then they changed it to the smaller controller, and then I think that's when people started getting a bit more into it. But
Yeah.
then, luckily, they changed it. The 360 is a nice looking console as
I
well.
remember
So.
never having, as I grew up, I never had a PC and I didn't have too many consoles growing up as a kid.
Mm,
But when the original Xbox came out, it was the first console I bought for myself with my own money and stuff like that.
yeah,
And I remember being jealous of a lot of my friends growing up that had PCs, like their family or their parents had PCs and they played games on
yeah,
PCs. And I remember going and getting the Xbox being my first console. And I don't remember why I chose Xbox over any other consoles I could get, other than it was the time that I had the money and it was the newest console.
yeah.
And so I went and got it. And I remember it being this big black thing and it reminded me of a PC. And I actually felt good because I was like, yeah, I've got like my own PC, but it plugs into my TV. I'm going to have the best time ever. And I actually did, because the first game I played on it was Halo and I was hooked. It was the best thing I've ever done. And that's why I'm still right now an Xbox guy.
My favorite thing about the original Xbox was because I played so many games on the PS2 and GameCube. I always remember the Xbox version always had that slightly better graphics. Sometimes they'd pay the developer to add an extra level just for the Xbox, which I thought was kind of
Okay.
cool. Kind of dog move, but that's all right. Whatever. I don't care.
Well, they had to
But
they had to find their
my
way in because
favorite thing, though,
it was their entry into the industry. Yep.
yeah, and that's fine. Like Microsoft had the money to do that. But my favorite thing about the Xbox was the hard drive, because the amount of times I filled up my PS2 memory cards and GameCube memory cards. So anytime a game came out on all three consoles, I'd always get on Xbox just so I could conserve my precious memory on my PS2 memory card. So I could.
So I never had memory cards. I've never ever had a memory card for a console.
Oh, I have so many PS2 memory cards, PS1 memory cards, GameCube memory cards, and the Xbox was just one nice hard. But my old Xbox, unfortunately, the hard drive did fail, and there was like a just trying to remember. I think there was some hard drive fail issues with the original Xbox, and then some of the DVD drives were really bad as well.
Okay.
There was 3 different providers that made 3 separate DVD drives for the Xbox, and one of them was really good and had no failure rate, but the other 2 were like a bit average, something like that. But
I have still got my original Xbox now, and I never ever had an issue with it.
I lost one of them failed, so I couldn't finish off Sid Meier's Pirates. I actually love that game, which I one day want to go back and finish it off.
The 360 is another story altogether. The other thing I want to know about this event on Thursday/Friday for us is whether or not we'll get release date or price or both.
I know, because they said holidays. That's it. That's all we know.
Yeah, same with the Xbox at this stage. So we don't have a release date. We don't have any price, but the other thing that worries me that they're waiting. I reckon
they're doing like a Mexican standoff right now.
Yeah, because I'll bet I'm almost willing to guarantee that they're just going to price match each other anyway. So it really doesn't matter who brings out the price first. They're just going to price. Like, I bet you they're both going to be the same price, which I believe is a win for Xbox because Xbox is more powerful. But either way, they have also said that this is the first in a series of events for the PS5. So that makes me think they're not going to bring out the price or even the release date.
Who knows?
But normally we do get that sort of thing around E3 or at E3 actually. So let's see. Now, as I said before, guys, there is a lack of news at the moment. But with E3 being cancelled, a lot of companies, publishers and developers and things like that have decided to do their own digital events. And what we're going to do now, guys, is I'm going to go through what digital events coming up that I have been able to gather from the internet myself so that I let you all know what's coming up, what you can expect. A lot of these events, I'm going to try and do live reaction shows on my Twitch channel. So please come over to my Twitch channel and check that out. I'll also, a lot of those I will turn into videos for YouTube as well, but only ones that really matter, because some of them we might tune in and they might not be that good. Like, I did do a live reactions event for the Unreal Engine 5, but we didn't know that it was going to be that going in, and it turned into about 5 minutes of awesome and 45 minutes of boring old men talking.
They're always hit and miss, these shows, and that's why I kind of stopped watching. I stopped watching them years and years ago. I was like, I'll just read the summary. It's just quicker.
Yeah. Obviously, we said on June 4th, we've got the PS5 event. Also on June 4th, IGN Summer of Gaming is kicking off. What is that, you may ask? It is the official start of IGN's Summer of Gaming virtual event. This is a free digital event. It's going to include over 3 weeks of exclusive programming and gameplay, world premieres from highly anticipated titles.
Now it says gameplay in there, so hopefully there's gameplay.
Well, yeah, so that's an event. The IGN Summer of Gaming, that's just the kickoff on June 4th, but they're doing like just a series of different events on different days as we're about to go over here. So moving on to June 5, Fox, if you can fill us in.
I'll read it out. So we got June 5 IGN Expo Day 1. Basically, it's the first day of IGN's virtual expo, promises reveals from Famicom, The Outsiders, Merge Games, and more. Also see a new cinematic trailer for Werewolf, The Apocalypse, gameplay for Blanco's Block Party, Mortal Shell, Observer, System Redux, Samurai Jack, Battle Through Time, and Spellbreak.
A lot of that, I have no idea what it is, but looking forward to checking it out.
Observer wasn't that horror game you played? Yeah,
that's the one by Blooper Games. So I'm wondering if that's a remake.
And Samurai Jack's that animated cartoon, which I love. So hopefully the game's cool.
Yeah, so I'll definitely be checking out some of that. Moving on to June 6th, we have something called the Guerrilla Collective Day 1. Guerrilla Collective, I believe, are a series or a collection of indie developers coming together to show off their games. I think they're doing 2 or 3 days of it, as we're about to see. But basically, it's an online digital games festival featuring announcements, trailers, game reveals from publishers and developers like Sega of America, Coffee Stain, Rebellion, Raw Fury, Thunderful, 11-Bit Studios, Larian Studios, New Blood, Versus Evil, Humble Bundle, and more. And it's hosted by Kinda Funny's Greg Miller. If you don't know who that is, you need to look him up. But yeah, I'm interested in this. Hopefully, I recognize some of those developers, some of their names.
Yeah, I do.
I just want to see what's coming, because this is where we're going to get a bunch of indie game reveals and find out about what's coming out in the next year or two. So I'm excited about that. Also on June the 6th is the PC Gaming Show. Now, normally the PC Gaming Show is held at E3. They do an event like one of the conferences at E3. So this is their replace event for that. It is a digital adaptation of the annual E3 show of the same name. The show presented by PC Gamer will provide various updates on PC games. That's sort of all the information I have on that one. Also on June 6th is an event called the Future Games Show. It is an hour-long broadcast presented by Games Radar, which are sort of a games media outlet, and Future, featuring exclusive trailers, announcements, and more. The event will focus on indie and AAA titles for 2020 and beyond. If you could take us through June 7 and 8, if you can, Fox.
Yes, of course. So June 7, Guerrilla Collective Day 2. June 8, Guerrilla Collective Day 3.
Okay, so that's the Guerrilla Collective that I already explained, but that's the second and third days. And what else we got?
And then we've got IGN Expo Day 2. The second day of IGN's virtual expo will deliver new trailers for Chivalry 2, Dual Universe, Pathfinder Kingmaker, Wasteland 3, and 13, which I didn't know there was going to be a remake of 13, which is a really cool game, by the way.
I actually don't know it.
Oh, it's back when, I say in the era when Ubisoft used to care. It's basically like a first-person shooter that all had cel-shaded graphics. It was based on a French graphic novel. It was a pretty cool game. It has a plot twist at the end. So I wonder if it actually continue the storyline so I get some closure, or if it's just going to be a remake of the original game. Pretty cool game. Anyway, players can also tune in for new previews of Borderlands 3 DLC, a new trailer release date for the Waylanders, new gameplay for Forgotten City, and the second Extinction. IGN will also kick off its IGN Icons interview series. The original Solid Snake voice actor David Hayter, which I'm a big fan of his voice acting. He did such a great job as Solid Snake in Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, 3, and 4, not 5.
Yeah. No offense to Kiefer Sutherland. I think he did a great job, but
he did a good job, but
he's not David Hayter.
No, he's not David Hayter.
Touchy subject too. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a very touchy subject.
Yep.
All right, and then next day, and on the same day as well, we've got Upload VR Showcase. So the latest news and announcement in the world of VR. Self-described as the Nintendo Direct style video, but focused completely on VR. Last year, the showcase revealed games like After the Fall and Pistol Whip. This year, the presentation will feature more than 20 VR games.
Okay, interesting. Moving on to June 9th, we've got another IGN Expo. That's day 3 of the IGN Expo. On the third day of IGN's virtual convention, they're going to give fans new looks of 13 Sentinels, Everspace 2, Guilty Gear Strive, Stronghold Warlords, and a Humble Bundle Indies showcase. In addition, you can also look forward to new gameplay from New World, Skater XL, Solasta, Crown of the Magistrate, don't know if I said that right, another Total War game, Yakuza Like a Dragon, we'll get another look at that. The team will also have exclusive previews of Blue Fire and Humankind, as well as the second entry in their IGN Icons interview series, where they're going to talk to Brian Fargo, who I'm not even sure. I've definitely heard the name, but I can't picture exactly where he's from right now. But that's it. We're just giving all this information, guys. It's a lot to take in, but we're getting through it. I just want you guys to all be aware of so many things coming up, and all these games that I've never even heard of. It's just going to be a really exciting few weeks, guys. Moving on to June 11, Fox.
Yeah, all right. So we got EA Play Live. So a digital version was traditionally been presented during E3. Fans should expect to see the latest news and trailers of games published by EA, Electronic Arts.
So this is the event that they normally run at the very, very opening of E3. I actually like this event. I like some of E3's games. I don't like their business practices and stuff like that. But, normally we'd be thinking, oh, are we going to see something new from a Star Wars game or something like that? And I know they do have at least 2 Star Wars games in production at the moment. So will we see something from that at EA Play? That's what I am excited about. It's definitely something I'm looking forward to.
And then we got Night City Wire. So a stream centered around CD Projekt Red's massively anticipated game, Cyberpunk 2077. So it's going to have its own event.
Yes. Cyberpunk has its own little event. I think it'll be very, very similar to something like Sony recently did, like Ghost of Tsushima, its own event for an upcoming game. So I will probably be watching this and doing a live reactions to this, but I could easily just not watch it because I just want to play Cyberpunk 2077. Are you
going to be playing it day one, or are you going to wait a bit?
I think I'll be playing it day one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of people comment on my YouTube asking if I'm going to do a guide very similar to what I did for games like Red Dead Redemption. So I'll probably be streaming it and making a guide for it. Just
at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Continue on.
All right, so we've got IGN Summer of Gaming streams. IGN hosts exclusive gameplay interviews for Humankind and Remnant from the Ashes, with more to be announced.
I find that interesting that they mentioned Remnant from the Ashes, which is obviously...
Yeah, I didn't really like the game that much.
Yeah, I know.
I know there's a lot of things wrong with that game. But I don't know. And even the developer pissed me off as well, what they said on their Discord server. So I got nothing nice to say about them.
Okay, well, moving on to June 15th, we have IGN Summer of Gaming streams continuing with another slate of exclusive trailers, reveals, and gameplay from IGN. This time, players can expect an exclusive reveal of an unannounced game. So something they don't even want to tell us what the game is yet, which is understandable. New trailers for Ninjala, which is the little Switch game that's this little, like a little battle royale in the Splatoon art style. I don't know if you've heard of that one or seen that one.
We talked about the other time. Yeah,
I think we did mention it on a previous show. Castle Storm 2, gameplay for Mafia Definitive Edition. That's the one that they're remaking from the ground up. That's the one I'm actually excited for. Destroy All Humans remake. Actually, we're going to be talking a little bit more about Destroy All Humans a little bit later in the show. Also, Scarlet Nexus, SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom, which is interesting because that game's coming out next month, I think, as well.
Yeah, it's coming out. I'm actually going to be playing that day one. It's one of those games. I thought it was like a budget title when it first came, like back on PS2, but apparently it's supposed to be like really well made. And there's actually a speedrunner who's dedicated his entire life to speedrunning SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom just to get more exposure because he truly believes it's that well made of a game. I'm like, all right.
So this is a remake though coming out, not a remake.
Yeah, it's a remake of the PS2 game.
Okay.
I think it was on Xbox as well and GameCube, but I remember it was on PS2 definitely.
That day will also cover Core Punk and another Warhammer game, which I'm sick of reading about.
I wonder if it's a RTS Warhammer or if it's like a third-person shooter one. So I want to know.
No idea. No idea.
All right,
June
next.
18.
All right, so IGN Summer of Gaming streams. Another stream from IGN featuring gameplay from Torchlight 3 and another unannounced game. And we'll have 2 more interviews with Chris Avallone and John Romero.
2 names that also ring a bell, but I can't remember where they're from.
John Romero is basically the guy who's part of the original id Software team who made Doom and Quake.
Awesome.
And
okay.
Well, for those, then they made,
for those that like that sort of thing, something to look forward to. On June 22nd, we have an event called Day of the Devs and the Game Awards Developer Showcase. It is a look at upcoming projects ranging from independent to AAA.
Cool.
I guess that's going to be run by Jeff Keighley, considering it's the Game Awards Developer Showcase. So hopefully just a little showcase of different games that we may or may not already know about. Moving on.
All right. And then we've got online show. So New Game Plus Expo. This is June 23rd. We've got upcoming releases from developers and publishers like Sega, Atlas, SNK, WayForward, Arc System Works, Gung Ho, Natsume, Spike Chunsoft, Grasshopper Manufacturer, and more. That one I'm more excited about because that's a lot of the really weird Japanese developers that always make awesome games that just come out of left field that you don't know what they could be like. Yeah, and WayForward just been killing with the indie games. Honestly, WayForward are insane, especially the Shantae series. Yeah,
and I do believe that is normally a Japanese event, or there's another Japanese event coming up in just a sec.
Okay.
On June 24th, this one I'm looking forward to. It's Marvel's Avengers War Table event.
Okay.
So another event based around just a single game, the Marvel's Avengers game. It's a first look at new gameplay for Crystal Dynamics' upcoming Avengers game, including cooperative play. So we get to see it in co-op, hopefully. This looks like, it's only a couple of months before the game actually comes out, so should see quite a bit. Players can expect new trailers as well as looks at co-op play and story missions. So I'm excited for that, but again, it's sort of similar to the Cyberpunk event. I'm all in with these games, so I don't need to see more, but I am sort of excited to see what it is. Also, we've got more of IGN's Summer of Gaming. Their June 24 stream includes the reveal of an unannounced classic revival. So another thing that we're looking forward to, but we don't know what it is yet, as well as new trailers for Dreamscaper and Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1. Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1 is a new game that was just announced recently that's sort of in the same universe as all of the other Sherlock Holmes games that have come out in the last few years, but this one's like a prequel. It's back when Sherlock was super, super young. I do know a little bit about that, but looking forward to finding out a little bit more. Moving on to June 27.
All right. So Bit Summit Gaiden Day 1, the premier indie showcase with an eye towards Japanese creation launches its first ever digital event. Bit Summit Gaiden will feature more than 75 games from Japan and the rest of the world, including streamable demos. That's kind of cool, streamable demos.
Yeah, so Bit Summit is normally an event held in Japan every year, but they've had to cancel the event. Like it's normally people come to the event
of course.
In person, so it's normally held in Japan every year. Obviously, they can't hold it at the moment, so they're doing a digital event called Bit Summit Gaiden.
And it goes over 2 days, so June 27 and June 28.
Okay, yep. All right. So moving on to July 11, then we've got the TennoCon 2020. This is just an event that was announced for the developers of Warframe, just to update an update from Digital Extremes on the future of the popular game Warframe. I actually did play Warframe for 1 hour or so. That's about it.
Fair enough. Yeah, I haven't touched it. I've watched a couple people play it.
Yeah. July 12, big event. Actually, I'll take this one, Fox, because I don't want you to disdain this one so much. But this is Ubisoft Forward on July the 12th. It's a digital presentation similar to the E3 press conference that Ubisoft would traditionally hold. Look for updates and announcements surrounding all the upcoming Ubisoft titles. I think we spoke about this already last podcast on the games and things that we're looking forward to there. So we'll move on to July 20th, Fox.
All right. So Day of the Devs plus the Game Awards Developer Showcase. So the second event hosted by Day of the Devs and the Game Awards, promising a look at upcoming projects ranging from independent to AAA.
Okay, so that's day 2 of that event. No worries. On August 27th, we have the start of Gamescom 2020. It's called Opening Night Live. It's going to be hosted by the Game Awards host / organizer Jeff Keighley. The show occurs over 4 days and delivers the latest news, announcements, and trailers. So that's running from August 27th to August 30th.
No worries.
And that is all of the digital events that I know about at the time of this recording, guys. Let me know if we've missed anything. Let me know in the comments down below what you're looking forward to the most. Would love to hear from you all. So let us know what you are looking forward to there, what game you're looking forward to the most, or which event you're looking forward to the most. That takes us through to our next segment where we want to go over the game releases for June. What is coming out in June, Fox? Let me know.
All right. So first one, Liberated, Switch, June 2nd. Don't know.
Yeah, don't know. And like we normally do, we'll just run straight through these. If we have something to say about them, we'll say something. If we're looking forward to them, we'll let you know that we're looking
We've got Little Town Hero, PlayStation 4, June 2nd. Haven't seen that one, unfortunately.
Never heard of it.
Valorant coming to PC. So I think that's, the full official release.
Yeah, because it's all been beta so far. Yeah, they're bringing out version 1.0 on June the 2nd. It's going to be a big release. I'm
curious to see how, if it's going to take over, if it's going to take some market share away from Overwatch or other or even Counter-Strike.
CSGO, yep.
So interesting to see, but I don't play more. There's multiplayer games.
Yeah, anymore. I won't be playing it, but it is going to be all over Twitch. I mean, it already was with their beta thing that they did, which was pretty interesting.
Huge.
So I'm interested to see if it has longevity, if it can stay in the game.
Yeah, I know, because it's made by Riot Games, so they got a lot of money. Anyway, Awesome P2, not sure what it is. PS4, Xbox, and Switch, June 3rd. Pro Cycling Manager 2020.
Yep.
Yeah. Are you going to play that, Aussie? That looks like your type of game, yeah?
I love the Tour de France, actually. So the next game I might actually play.
So we've got Tour de France 2020. That's also on Xbox and PS4.
Yep. I'm interested in the Tour de France. I've stayed up many a night watching that race. That's just a very, very nerdy, dorky side of me. I like that race. But
and then we've got Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics on Switch.
No idea.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's that 51 games, what type of games they're meant to be. Anyway,
I normally don't include games for this next one yet. Endurance is iOS and Android. I normally don't include those, but
don't know.
I'm not into mobile gaming.
Yeah, there's not many. I can only think of like 3 mobile phone games off the top of my head that I recommend everyone to play. All the rest, they can just go in the bin.
Yep.
And we've got Outer Worlds, which is now coming to Switch on June 5th.
Yeah, I'm actually excited that this one's coming to Switch. If you guys,
I wonder if we'll be able to run it fine.
Well, yeah, I don't think it's a too taxing game, considering it's a lot smaller scale than what you think of for a big open world RPG.
Fair enough.
It's sort of like you go to a different planet and then it's like a sandbox. It's got like 6 or 7, or maybe not 6 or 7. Yeah, probably 6 or 7 sandboxes instead of being one big open world.
Big one.
Yeah. And for those that haven't already tried it out, if you just play games on Switch, I definitely recommend it. And I have a full 100% walkthrough on my YouTube channel if that is something that interests you as well.
All right, then we got Dark Eye Book of Heroes on PC, June 9th. Not sure about that one.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. Elder Scrolls Expansion Pack Greymoor comes out on PS4 and Xbox, June 9th.
Yep. Next.
All right. And we got June 9th, Ys Memories of Cell Setter. Now, I've only ever played the first Ys game on Nintendo. Yes, that's right, the original Nintendo. And I didn't finish it. And then they just kept making more Ys games every day. And
I'm just glad you knew how to say it. I didn't even know how to say that.
Oh, let's just say because I downloaded this game ages ago as a kid, and I used to call it YS, and I was like, what is it? And anyway, it's a top-down action RPG. They've gotten like better and better as technology's gone. They're a pretty cool series, but I only ever played the first game and the third game on Super Nintendo. Yeah, I want to one day actually get around to playing them all, but I won't be playing that, unfortunately. All right, next one, Beyond the Blue, PS4, Xbox, and PC, June 11.
Next.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was. I wonder if that's that swimming game from Nintendo Wii, but anyway. Warborn on PS4, Xbox, Switch, PC, and Mac. Well, I even wrote Mac there. June 12th.
Yep.
Do you know what that is?
Nah.
No. All right.
I just want to let people
Desperado.
know that games that are coming out. I just want to get through this.
All right. Desperados 3, PS4, Xbox, PC, June 16th. I don't even know what Desperados is.
I know that it's a Western, I think ARPG, but I can't remember for sure. I know it's a
okay. Yeah, I know the
Western
game.
style game. Yeah.
Yeah, I know the
I'm
one.
interested in it, but I'm going to wait and see more from it.
I think it's similar to Wasteland, but yeah, it's set in obviously the West.
Yeah.
Anyway, Disintegration, PS4, Xbox, PC, June 16th. And then we've got an Xbox exclusive here, Waking on Xbox and PC, June 18th.
Don't even know that one. I'm going to have to look into a couple of these.
I'm gonna have to go through these and look at them up myself because some of these look hopefully they're cool.
Some interesting
Burnout
games,
Paradise Remastered on Switch.
Interesting.
That was because that was a PS3 and 360 game.
This next one's probably a game not many people have heard of.
Yeah, have you heard of Last of Us Part 2?
Nah, I only play Xbox games.
And I don't know, this green shirt looks kind of familiar to Last of Us. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Maybe.
I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. So June 19th.
June 19th. So that's been.
Are you playing it day one, Fox?
Day 2, I reckon. Day 2 or day 3. I'll play it though.
Interesting.
I'm looking forward to it. I don't know anything about the storyline. Have not looked at any of the spoilers. No, nothing. So I'm just going to play it.
That's good.
Because there's been a lot of debates and stuff. I'm like, I don't care. I just want to play the game and
make your own
judge the story for myself.
Yep.
No politics aside.
Sounds good.
SpongeBob SquarePants. Now this I'll be playing day 1. Battle for Bikini Bottom, which is coming on PS4, Xbox, Switch, and PC, June 23rd. And then we got Ninjala coming on Switch, June 24th. Blair Witch, which is also coming to Switch, June 25th. So that was on Xbox first, then PS4, now Switch.
Yeah. Cool little game. I definitely recommend it if you're into a little bit of a horror game. So try it out if you're a Switch owner.
All right. Hunting Simulator 2, PC. We've got Phantom COVID Ops. This is Rift
be a
Quest
VR
here.
game. Yeah, it's on Rift and Quest. That's
okay. Gotcha. I don't know what you mean. June 25th. Almost Gone, Switch, PC, iOS, Android, June 25th.
No idea.
And then we've got Fairy Tail, PS4, Switch, and PC. I think that's an anime game. I don't know what type of game it is, though.
Yep.
Hunting Simulator 2, PS4, Xbox. So we get our turn Hunting Simulator later, whatever it may be. No Straight Roads, PS4, Xbox, Switch, and PC, June 30. And then we got a huge RPG series, which is only on PS4. Now it's come to Switch. Legend of Heroes, Trials of the Cold Steel 3 on Switch, June 30th.
All right, that is all the releases for June. So yeah, if you are looking forward to any of those games, there you go, guys. Now, I don't have a lot of news on Xbox Game Pass. This is where I normally cover what's coming to Game Pass in the coming month. All that I know of for sure is No Man's Sky is coming to Game Pass in June. I don't even have a release date for that yet, for when it drops onto Game Pass. It is definitely one that I actually want to check. I've never played No Man's Sky. Obviously, everybody or most people will know about all the problems it had on launch. But all reports say that it is actually a full game now. 3 years after it originally released, or something like that. If there's nothing else going on around the time it launches on Game Pass, I might check it out or stream it over on Twitch, guys. But hopefully, if they announce a whole new slate of games coming for June, I might do a separate video on that. So keep an eye out for that, guys. Moving on, we've also got the games with gold for June have been announced. If you're hearing this, they've been out for a couple of days now. The first game we've got is Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. That is coming to Games with Gold on June 1st to June 30th. I've had a quick look. I do have a guide for one of the previous Shantae games. They're a cool little platformer, sort of side-scrolling platformer. They're not too bad, the series. This one hits Game Pass, like I said. It is a 10 to 12... not Game Pass, Games with Gold, sorry. It is a 10 to 12-hour completion. It's got heaps of missable achievements. I've had a look at the list for this. I'm thinking...
Now, is Pirate's Curse the latest one that's coming out? Or is this the... I can't keep track of the games.
Yeah,
I want to play them one day because I love this. I love way forward games, and I think Shantae's a pretty cool character.
I'm not sure if one has come out since this one. It is more recent than the one I did a guide for earlier this year. But I'm not. Yeah, I can't keep track of. There's like 5 or 6 of them that I know of.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's got a ton of missable achievements. So I'm actually thinking of picking it up and maybe trying to do a guide for it if my voice and my schedule permits. Let me know in the comments below if you would be interested in a guide for Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. Coming to Games with Gold on June 16th to July 15th is Coffee Talk. This game's an interesting little game. It's definitely a smaller indie title. I've actually seen a few people stream this in the past. It is a game about listening to people talk about their problems while you serve them coffee and things like that. I think there's little puzzles involved where you've got to serve the right
make the coffee correctly
with the ingredients that you've got.
I've played a similar game called Valhalla, the Cyberpunk Bartender, which Coffee Talk's kind of like it's not from the same developer, I'm pretty sure, but they kind of like copied the premise of that. But I think it's kind of cool that one game's, I guess, set in a bar and this one's set like in a coffee shop.
Yeah, it looks interesting.
Really good art. I love the art though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a very, very easy completion. It looks like it's about 3 or 4 hours. So I'm probably going to stream it when it hits Games with Gold, pick it up for free, stream it, get an easy completion. Not sure you need a guide or anything like that. If you do need a guide, I may also make one for my YouTube channel. We'll see. It looks cool little game to at least try out on stream anyway. Also coming to Games with Gold for June is... I'm not sure even how to pronounce this. I think it's
I pronounced it Cinemora. I played this game when it first came out.
Cinemora.
I love this game.
Comes to Games with Gold for June 16 to June 30th. It is an Xbox 360 title, but it's available on Xbox One through backwards compatibility. It looks really cool. I had a look at a trailer for it. Looks cool.
Oh yeah, it's excellent. I love it.
It looks like it's really well made. A lot of the art design looks really, really cool. It is like an arcade shooter. I don't know how to describe the genre.
It's called a shoot 'em up. That's the genre.
A shoot 'em up.
So it's a horizontal. This one's a horizontal specific scrolling.
Yeah, almost like side scrolling shooter, but where you're like in control of like a ship or a plane,
and the game also now fun because a lot of shoot 'em ups back in the day or even now they never have a storyline. Or there's like a very basic storyline. This game actually has like a really involved like political storyline. So if you want to play a shoot 'em up that's super hard, then it also has a storyline that will make you think. Yeah, it's pretty.
Well, that's the other thing. Game. I looked at like what it would take for completing it. It looks like it would be a super, super hard completion.
Yeah,
it would be at least 50 hours apparently, and then possibly longer if you need to get good at it. So it could be a super hard completion, but it's also really, really well rated. I saw a number of outlets, giving it a 9 out of 10 and stuff like that. So. I never even knew about it until I saw it announced for this. So
I played cool. Life in the first day it came out. I loved it.
Yeah, it definitely looks good. So it's good that new players are getting a chance to pick it up for just part of the Games with Gold subscription. And the final game coming to Games with Gold for June, from June 1st to June 15th, is an original Xbox title, Destroy All Humans. Obviously, it came out on the original Xbox and PS2 back in the day. I've heard this one's really well thought of, and as we heard earlier, there's actually a remake coming out possibly later this year. So I think it's really interesting for them to give this away for free to Xbox Live subscribers when a remake coming out. Maybe just to build some more hype.
Yeah, because there'll be a lot of people out there who probably never. I played the game back in the day. I didn't mind it. I didn't get too far. I think I got halfway through. I don't know why I stopped playing it. I think there's other games I'd rather play at the same time.
Yeah. So it's definitely, I'm not going to play this, the old Xbox version, because for those that are watching this that are interested in achievements, there are no achievements for original Xbox games. So I won't be trying that, but I might have a little look at it just to get me interested in the remake that's coming out. I'm not sure if the remake has a release date, but I do think it has a release window of 2020. So we'll see if that comes out later this year. Fox, you want to tell us about the PS Plus games for June?
Yeah. So PS Plus, we've got Call of Duty World War II. So that's the Call of Duty that came out, was it 2 years ago? 1 year, 2 years ago? I forgot the release date of this game was. 2017. 2017. Yeah, so basically, they do make a Call of Duty every year.
Yeah, I thought it was more recent. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a bit of a long grind. It's about 50, 60 hours. So you got to do single player, zombie mode, and the multiplayer as well. But yeah, I don't play Call of Duty, so I won't be playing that one. And then the other game as well will be Star Wars Battlefront 2. Another game I won't be playing. Basically, I know they fixed the game. It's a lot more better now. I don't know how grindy it still is back, because I remember there's a lot of issues with loot boxes back in the day and points and stuff like that. But yeah, 100 hours to platinum. Pretty much most of it, majority is multiplayer. So yeah, I don't do multiplayer games, so yeah, won't be for me either.
Okay. Well, what I can say about that is, first with World War II, I would love to play the campaign of that game. I wouldn't worry about, all the multiplayer and stuff like that,
of course,
as the type of gamer I am. But every time I've looked up to try and get that game, it's still $100 here in Australia. So I'm like, I'm not buying it for $100 just to play the campaign. That's probably
I know, because Call of Duty campaigns are short.
Yeah. So I think it actually may go on sale from time to time, but I've never found it on sale. And also Star Wars Battlefront 2, I really actually enjoyed that campaign. And for Star Wars fans that want to play a campaign, you guys are going to get it on PS Plus for free. So I would definitely play both of those games if they were coming to Games with Gold, obviously, but I've already played the Battlefront 2 campaign, which I really enjoyed. I like the story that they're telling in the Battlefront 2 campaign. So for those PS Plus owners, definitely think about playing those.
Give it a try.
But yeah, not really if you're going for the platinum anyway.
Oh yeah, the multiplayer, geez.
All right. Now, normally I do a bit of a review roundup. There's nothing really that I wanted to discuss too much that's come out recently. We will talk really, really briefly about the Maneater review or Metacritic score later in the betting special segment. So for now, what I want to do is move on to Army emails time, guys. This is where patrons on patreon.com/Aussie Gamer 17 submit emails or messages to my Patreon page. I take a look at them and include the best ones here on the show, guys. So if you're watching this and you're part of my Patreon, please go and send me something now for the next episode, guys. Just send me whatever you want. And just like Mean Machine has done here, he has sent me a message. A lot of you that watch me on Twitch will know Mean Machine is also quite a regular on my YouTube comment section. So guys, definitely head over to Patreon and send me a message like Mean Machine has. And he says, "Hello, Aussie. Firstly, I would just like to say I'm really enjoying your podcast, and I'm surprised I would, as I have been very critical of others in the past and struggled to get into podcasts in general. I think it's the fact that you and Foxy don't sit on the fence. You offer your opinions on the game without being rude in the process. You and Foxy have gotten me into indie games. So I would like to know your top 10 Xbox or PlayStation indie titles. Feel free to make this 5. Sorry if you've already talked about it and I've forgotten. Keep up the great work. Your number 277 member, Mean Machine, over and out." Thank you so much.
Mean Machine, you legend.
Yeah, Mean Machine. You are a big, big part of this community. So thank you for taking part by messaging over on Patreon. And it's a great topic because Fox and I both of us do really, really like indie games. I figured we wouldn't, set a number or anything like this. And I've got a few indie titles that I want to mention, but I don't have them in any particular order. I would need a lot more time to sort of sit down and work out what my actual, top 5 or top 10 really are. I'll go through these in no particular order, Fox, and then I'll hear what games you talk about as well or include. Something that I've really enjoyed this generation, I think all of these are actually this generation. I just didn't really go back, into my memory any further. I just wanted to. These are the games I could think of off the top of my head that I've really enjoyed the past few years. Inside is definitely right up there. If I had to number them,
very good.
This would be right up the top. I love Inside, and that obviously reminds me of Limbo. So they're made by the same developer, and I really
games.
Like both of those games. They're awesome. If I had to pick one of those, I'd probably pick Inside. I think it improves on Limbo, but they're just both great games. Now, I'm pretty sure this. I don't think you'd count Hellblade 2 as an indie title, but I do believe Hellblade 1 was an indie title. Do you have anything you think about that?
That's when it gets to that gray section where you go, it's technically made by a bigger team, but like...
It was an indie developer. The team itself was independently. It has just been bought by Microsoft after they made this game. Yeah. But Hellblade, I think I was thinking really of as an indie title, whether you count it or not, who cares? It's just a cool game. So
it's well made, yeah.
Another game that we've played recently, I think we've all played this one recently, is Untitled Goose Game.
Excellent game.
Yeah, I think obviously it's got recency, but it's an awesome game. I had so much fun with it. Now, this is another one that I think is maybe controversial, whether it's indie or not, and that is Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2. I don't know if that's I mean, technically they're an indie developer, but they're probably a pretty big team, and it's a big game. But I felt like mentioning it because it's I played number 1 and I spent lots and lots of hours on number 1. Number 2, I actually own, and it is in my backlog. I have not played it yet, but and the only reason I haven't played it is because you need a spare 200 hours.
Yeah, it's basically computer RPGs. They always take forever to finish.
Another indie game I wanted to talk about, just 3 more real quick, is A Way Out. I actually really, really enjoyed that they tried to do something different. The co-op way that you can be in a cutscene while your co-op partner actually walks through the cutscene, stuff like that. The story of that game I loved. I don't know if you played that one, Fox.
I did. I love it. It was good.
Yeah, cool
very,
game.
Very good.
Little Nightmares is another game I played recently that
Excellent
I really enjoyed. It is a cool game. Even hunting down the platinum or the completion is awesome as well. Has something for everyone, that game. And the last one I want to mention is Firewatch. I definitely enjoyed that game.
That's definitely one of the best walking sims out there by far.
Yeah,
I love it.
It has a cool story. It's not a boring walking sim. It was very, very cool. Ahead of its time, even, I would say.
Yeah, and I remember when it came out, like a lot of people, like even PewDiePie did a video on it, and like I remember I didn't want to play it for a while, but then I remember I was streaming Little Nightmares. This is back in the YouTube days when I used to do YouTube videos, and I couldn't do that speed run. I was like, oh, I'll just play Firewatch. I had my physical copy. I unshrink wrapped it on stream, put it in. I finished in one sitting. I was like, whoa, I feel like an idiot not playing it straight away. I loved it.
It hits you, doesn't it? Yeah.
It was a very emotional game. I loved it.
Yep. What games have you got for us, Fox?
All right, so I just wrote down a few here. So one of my most favorite indie games, and this is, some people actually say this is the beginning of indie games. It's called Cave Story. It came out back in 2004, made by one Japanese guy. People actually often cite this is the beginning of indie games because it was just so well made, so ahead of its time. Basically, it's one of those games where it starts off as like a kind of cute, friendly, like he's just a guy trying to get off this floating island, but then the story becomes really dark and sinister. It's one of those games that it's got awesome boss fights. It's a 2D, I guess, side scroll. You can explore levels and stuff. Super hard bosses, amazing storyline, really good soundtrack, and just made by one guy. Technically, the original version is free. You can just not illegally download, but you can just download it. But there is an updated version on Steam and Switch as well if you want to play the better version.
Okay, I've heard you talk about it a number of times. Yeah, I've never actually played it myself.
I'd kill for it to be on PS4 with trophies, but the game's insanely hard if you put it on hard mode. So I kind of don't want to do it at the same time because I'll probably break my controller. It's very hard on hard mode. Next game is Least of the Painful RPG. This one's only on PC only. It's basically another 2D sides. Technically, it's a 2D RPG, but it's on side view as opposed to top down. Like when people think of an RPG. Basically, you play as a guy who is a loser, and you live in a world where there's no women left. And on his day of scavenging the wasteland, he finds a baby girl. And because he knows, well, you know what guys are like when there's no women around, right? So he basically ends up protecting this girl, looking after her and that. And then eventually a gang finds out that he's got a girl. They've kidnapped her, and it's about his quest to rescue her. It is one of the most messed up games I've ever played in my life. It's the only game I've ever played that made me laugh uncontrollably and made me cry uncontrollably as well. It's a very heartbreaking ending in that. And also the beginning cinematic is insane because it basically starts off like your dad abusing you, and then it cuts into the future of the wasteland. So it's a very messed up game. Also made by one developer as well. Amazing game. Next game, which is more recent and I think it's on Xbox as well. It's on all consoles. Sayonara Wild Hearts. I fell in love with that game. I didn't play it, and then there was one day I bought 6 indie games. I was like, oh, what game should I play next, guys, on stream? Everyone said play Sayonara, and I finished in one sitting. I loved it. And how people talk about games being value for money. This game was I think it's like $20-$30, and it's only 1 hour long, but it was the best 1 hour of my entire life. Let's just say that. And I redid it multiple times. I got all the achievements. So if you want to do everything, it does take about 10-15 hours. But if you just play the storyline, it takes 1 hour. But I guarantee it's literally the definition, the argument of why gameplay length shouldn't, factor in, I guess, a purchase of the game. Anyway, it's basically
Would you rather
What's that?
spend $20 or $30 for 10 hours of mediocre gameplay, or $20 or $30 for 1 hour of just an amazing game?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
agree. I
And
agree.
basically, it's a music rhythm game. There is a storyline hidden behind the music. Basically, it's about a girl going through the stages of a I guess a breakup, or dealing with loss and that. But like the visuals, the colors, the music, the music is just insanely good. I don't want to talk about it too much because because it's so short. You should just seriously just trust me and
Just
play
go
the
play
game.
it. Go play it. Yep. What
It
else you
got
got?
nominated. It got nominated for best soundtrack as well in the Game Awards last year. So
Yeah.
very good game. But yeah, basically, yeah, rhythm game. You move a bike, and you sometimes it's a bit hard to explain. But if you know how rhythm games work, basically press the button at the right time. But it's a bit more involved as opposed to say something like I'm trying to think of a rhythm game for like Dance Dance Revolution or Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, something like that. But it's got a bit of an adventure to it while being a rhythm game. Next games I had to rate them equally. Hotline Miami 1 and 2. Now, Hotline Miami 2 didn't come out in Australia, got banned here, but the developer did say if you live in Australia, we're happy for you to pirate the game because they couldn't.
Did they really say that?
Oh yeah, they couldn't be bothered in the Australian government, and
Yeah.
they didn't want to cut literally 1 second of a frame because that caused the game to get banned. Anyway,
Yeah.
Hotline Miami changed my life quite a lot when it came out. It's on all consoles, on Xbox and PS4, and obviously PC too, and Switch. Basically, the first game, it's basically about a guy who's just killing people. And I guess the premise behind the game is that I guess you're an assassin, but they don't really tell you the story, or they don't say anything why. And I don't want to get too far into it because it kind of spoils the game. But
I think they released a collection recently. Was that?
yeah, so you can buy 1 and 2 if you live overseas.
Yeah,
Obviously
it's not
in Australia we
available
can't.
here in Australia, but
Not in this country.
Yeah.
But yeah, or you can.
There
just
are
get
ways around it with changing your location and stuff like that on the console and stuff like that.
Yeah. We won't get into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, amazing game. Basically, the first game just involves basically this one main character and then another character. Just they're getting told by a phone to kill these people, and each level is just basically you kill people. It's got intense music. It's kill or be killed. You die in 1 hit, but it's pretty fair. It's tough, but I feel like the average person could finish the game if you just put your mind to it. And number 2, I guess the game kind of goes a bit deeper into the storyline and kind of deals with, and you play way more characters as well. And like the actual storyline, I genuinely love it. There's a lot of people who don't like number 2 as much because the levels were super long and yada 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 stuff like that.
Okay.
But yeah, the ending as well is amazing, and yeah, you wouldn't believe what happens in the end anyway. Yeah, I love 1 and 2, and the soundtrack is insane. I've got them both on vinyl as well. Great soundtracks. And another game which also came out last year, same as Sayonara Wild Hearts, which I absolutely fell in love with, and I'm gonna email the developer. Please put an Xbox and PS4 with achievements and trophies. Katana Zero.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of this one too. Yeah.
I loved it so much. Another game with another great storyline as well. Basically, it's a side scroller. You play as an assassin with a katana, and you can slow down time, so you still die in 1 hit, but you're more powerful than the enemy. But you can, use stuff to your advantage to beat them.
Yeah.
Another one of those games where it actually deals with the main character. It's got PTSD. Between each cinematic, you go to your apartment and you actually go to a psychiatrist as well. And the storyline just gets very, very deep and messy. And yeah, the ending is just insane. I can't wait for the second game.
Beautiful. I think those answers really speak to what Mean Machine said, that him watching us stream has got him into some indie titles as well. I've had numerous people say that about my streams and things like that, because and a big proponent of that for me has been Game Pass. There's a lot of cool indie titles on Game Pass, and if you own Game Pass, it's really, really easy to just check them out. And occasionally I don't have a big game that I want to play or that I've planned to play.
Just try something different.
Yeah, I just try something different. I find an indie game that I may or may not even know about and just try it out, and you find some gems out there. And that sounds like what a few people have done. They've found gems just watching us play. And
even when I played Huntdown, I think I got the developer 3 extra sales. So give me some commission.
Yeah, mate, give us some money, guys. All right.
And you know what, Devolver Digital, while you're at it, hit me up. I'll sell you games. I love your games.
Yeah, I got another email or message on Patreon that I wanted to include here in this segment, guys. And this one is from another big member of the community, Admiral Awesome Buddy. How are you, mate? Big shout out to you. Now, Admiral
His
Awesome
name
writes
doesn't
in.
lie. He is awesome.
Yeah, he is. He writes in and he says, I've got a question for you. I recently hit quite a huge milestone, if I say so myself, by hitting 500,000 gamer score. And I treated
That's
myself
insane.
by taking myself out to dinner. So my question to you is, do you reward yourself for hitting your milestones, whether it's gaming related or not? And if you do, how?
That's a really good question.
It really is, Admiral. I like this question a lot, so thank you for writing in, Admiral. And I haven't had a lot of time to think about this since I just got this earlier today. I haven't rewarded myself for making an achievement milestone, but I do have a big milestone coming up for me, which is 300,000 gamer score, a bit less than you, Admiral, but I'm excited to reach it. I'm probably going to do a special stream just for it. So in a way, that's rewarding myself. But yeah, what about you, Fox? Is that?
Yeah, I get with trophies. I guess I haven't really set myself a milestone. Like the only thing I can think of is that for my 150th, I kind of want to do Metal Gear Rising Revengeance because one, it's super hard, and I never got to play it, and I'm a huge fan of Platinum Games as well. I just love most of their games they've made. So I'm kind of like saving that because it's going to be super hard. So I need to get myself ready in the mood for it.
Would you consider celebrating once you've done it, or doing anything special?
Oh yeah, but then I'm doing Hollow Knight as well. Hollow Knight's super hard. Like I've got no celebration ready for that.
Yeah, and you recently hit 100 platinums. Am I right?
Yeah, I don't know when I hit 100, but now I'm on 130.
Oh, okay, so it was a bit further away than I thought.
Yeah, but I didn't do anything for 100 either. I didn't remember what my 100th platinum was.
It's a good idea though, Admiral. It's something I want to consider in the future. I haven't done it in the past, but I definitely want to consider it. I think I'll probably just celebrate with people on Twitch I'm going to be doing a special stream when I'm getting close to the 300,000. I'm going to do a stream where we hit the 300,000 live on stream and probably celebrate with you guys, actually. So, guys, come and check us out on Twitch. And Fox, either right now has already, or even while you're listening to this, Fox might be streaming Hollow Knight right now. So go check him out. He might be about to beat Pantheon 5. So, I just want to say again, thank you to everyone that has sent in messages over on Patreon. So keep them coming, guys. And
thank you.
Yours did not get on the show today. I might be saving it for the next show. We might also have a surprise additional episode of the podcast coming next week. I don't want to completely confirm that just now, but there are a few things that we might want to cover and do an extra episode in the next week or so, guys. So look out for that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to Aussie's betting special. This is where Fox and I have placed a bet each episode of the podcast so far. And now we finally have the results of our first two bets.
Okay.
We couldn't decide the winner of our original bet last week. Now, Fox, the bet was that Maneater came out on all platforms on the 22nd of May. And we said when we next record the podcast, what will the Metacritic score for Maneater be? Now, Fox, you said your prediction was 56 and I predicted 47. The Metacritic, let me just go to that page right now.
I just realized, are you looking at the PS4 or the Xbox score? Because you'd hate to have one of them completely different.
Yeah, they are. They actually are completely different, but either way, the same winner. So I probably will need to specify that next time. But luckily this time you're the winner either way. Spoiler alert. So the Metacritic score for Maneater on PlayStation 4, which I believe would have the biggest install base anyway, is 67. So
wow, okay, it's pretty high.
Yeah, it is a lot higher than I thought. I said 47, you said 56, and you are definitely closer there. So that leaves you on 1 point and me on 0. And I have a feeling.
Curiosity, say, what do you get on Xbox?
I don't have that in front of me, Fox, but I think it was even a tiny bit higher.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so you were definitely well and truly the winner there. The
next
bet
one
that we had on the last episode was, and you're going to win this one by even more, Fox. Was was Minecraft Dungeons came out on the
Okay.
26th of May. And what we wanted to know is at the time of this recording, how many Twitch viewers will it have? I'm going to go and refresh the page. But Fox, you estimated 35,000, and I predicted that it would be a big, big winner and it would have 150,000.
Yeah.
Right now, it has got, I'm going to refresh.
I'm actually curious.
It has 8.4 thousand.
Wow, that's very low for Minecraft.
That is very bad. Yeah. I did say in the last episode that I thought a lot of people that normally stream Minecraft would be streaming Minecraft Dungeons, but I believe they probably did because I did see it the other day. It did have around 100,000 viewers, but they've all dropped off already. It came out, at the time of this recording, it came out 4 days ago, and there's no one streaming it.
Yeah, the time your podcast a bit better then.
Yeah, I know. Well, I didn't know when we made this bet, but that's the whole point. These bets are meant to be a bit of fun. So, Fox, you are on 2 points and I am on 0 points. So I'm not off to a good start, but there's plenty of time for me to catch you back up. Starting with this bet right now. We're going to make another bet right now. As we spoke about earlier, the PS5 State of Play event is this Thursday, the 4th of June. PlayStation have announced that it will be just over an hour long. What I want to know, Fox, is how long exactly do you think it will go for?
All right.
You're ready to hold up your prediction?
Yeah. Let's see if can you get it on view.
Ooh, up a bit closer for me?
Yeah,
okay.
Sure.
It says down a bit. I can't see it. Down a bit.
Hour and 22 minutes.
1 hour and 22 minutes. I have said 64 minutes and 17 seconds. So 1 hour, 4 minutes and 17 seconds. I wonder where
I think they're going to go a bit overtime, significantly overtime.
Ooh, I'm feeling confident that I'm going to win this one. I'm thinking it will be somewhere under my time. But there we go. That is our bets for this week. And next time we record the podcast, we should have the answer and I get my chance to catch back up to you. All right, that is it for this episode. Episode 3 of the Achievement College podcast, guys. I want to thank you all very, very much for watching. Fox, before we go, do you have anything you want to plug or anywhere that other people can catch up with you?
I guess the only thing I can plug is obviously my Twitch channel, so make sure to follow me on Fox Plays Officials. Fox Plays Official. You can see obviously the links down below.
Yes,
and my social media is down there as well.
Yeah, I'll put all
mainly I focus on obviously getting trophies on the PS4. Right now we're doing Hollow Knight. I'm switching between Huntdown. Going to be playing a brand new indie game called Bug Fables. When I finally finish Hollow Knight, it's my reward after a tough game to play, like a nice, easy.
There you go. That's a reward like Admiral's question.
Yeah, there we go. There's your. I do an easy game, so then I don't feel so guilty.
Yeah. My reward normally is to start a new game, and that is a reward in itself.
Yeah. So I do multiple games, but I'm the kind of guy that once I finish something super hard, because I kind of pride myself on getting mainly tough trophies. So that way I always have to do something a bit easy.
And obviously... Oh, sorry, go.
Oh, you go. No, you go.
I was just going to close it out, Fox, that, if you guys want to catch me on Twitch, my links are also down below and also my YouTube channel where we're doing a lot of live reactions, obviously the podcast and obviously my achievement guides and walkthroughs, guys. I want to say a big thank you to you, Fox, for being on the show again.
And thanks for having me on the show as always, Aussie Gamer.
No worries at all, mate. And guys, we'll catch you all next time. Thanks again.
Peace out.